Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Test Tube Plus today. I'm Trace. This is episode 4 of 5 on our series about conspiracies. If you don't know, we break our episodes up into 5 different parts on one big topic. It's kind of fun that way. We all learn a little bit more in little chunks. But we've covered a lot about conspiracies so far, some of the best ones, some of the worst ones, why we believe in them. But now we're going to talk about the Illuminati, because you can't talk about conspiracies and not talk about the Illuminati. You just can't. So why is everyone obsessed with the Illuminati? I mean, pretty much every conspiracy theory can be associated with an Illuminati conspiracy. I mean, they even use the word Illuminati confirmed online as kind of a joke about conspiracy theories. The Illuminati caused the moon landing. They assassinated JFK. They took down Building 7. They're hiding aliens. They also caused every major world war and global warming. They also control Jay-Z and Beyonce. Nobody controls Beyonce. Nobody. Like we said earlier, if you believe one conspiracy theory, you probably believe another conspiracy theory. And that chain of conspiracies only goes one direction, and it usually seems to end at the Illuminati. So why is that? Let's get a little background on the Illuminati, shall we? The Illuminati was an 18th century secret society made up of many influential intellectuals and free thinkers. They were fighting the status quo, which is to say, a religious philosophy. Back in the 1770s, a secular college professor in Bavaria in Germany was feeling ostracized by Jesuit colleagues and was vocally critical of intolerance and bigotry in the church. So he decided to start a society to spread Enlightenment-era ideas. Basically, it was an attempt to shift away from pro-monarchy Catholic idealist systems to a more scientific and secular way of thinking. Sounds cool. Over time, it became super exclusive, and they started to expand membership by joining with the Freemason group, another source of a lot of conspiracy talk. In 1784, this group reached their height, and an obscure Christian cult infiltrated the Illuminati and then imposed religious ideas on this scientific and secular group, and that caused infighting and the exposure of a lot of members and effectively ended the existence of the Illuminati as an organization. Or did it? After the group's dispersal, books were written claiming that the Illuminati was responsible for major world events. But look, books are like the YouTube that you read. Anyone can make and say whatever they want in a book. So just like now with crazy YouTube videos, there were books with crazy ideas about the Illuminati, and they were published, and now people are taking them and saying, like, look, there's a book. The idea of a resurgent or surviving Illuminati order has become very popular recently, but there is absolutely no evidence that the group still exists. A lot of this is also around the theory of a new world order, which is even more interesting, I think. You know, secret organizations, the elite, they're conspiring to control the world. Obviously, this one has some basis in reality. There are people throughout history who have tried to control the world. In 1934, there was something called the Business Plot, where a group of conservative businessmen planned to overthrow the U.S. government and put a business-friendly fascist government in place. They didn't put the plan into effect, but they did talk about it. Historians agree they did conspire to do so, and one of the biggest American families in politics was actually part of this. Look it up. Look it up. Tammany Hall is another big conspiracy, world order. In this scenario, it was more of a micro-regional level than a whole, encompassing world level. A political organization controlled New York City for a long time, run by a guy named Boss Tweed. You've probably heard that name. The Mafia is another organization that tries to start their own world order, but they again do it on a more regional level. They conspire to work in secret and control all sorts of aspects of public and private life without anybody knowing, with a few people who control all of it. There are also public organizations that we do know about that are not secret as organizations, but operate in kind of secretive ways, like OPEC. They control a lot of the world's oil prices and conspire to do so. Any wing of the U.S. intelligence community, the CIA, the NSA, they also have conspiratorial elements to them, and they control things without public scrutiny. The G8 summit, which is reported widely on the news when it happens, is like a political members-only club. They get together, they discuss I mean, well, we really don't know what they discuss. According to Wikipedia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the UK, the US, and the EU are all members. Russia is currently in the penalty box, slap on the wrist kind of stuff. But they send out an agenda each year, but we don't really know what happens during the meetings. They're not public. There are some other secret organizations that we also know exist, but then we have even less of an idea what they do, like the Bilderberg Group, which is an annual private conference of 120 to 150 political leaders and experts from industry, finance, academia, and the media. The Bilderberg Group was established in 1954, and it's invitation only, and it's closed to the public and to the press. There have been a range of conspiracy theories about global control stemming from this group, and its critics claim it's a secretive group of power-hungry elite who are intent on running the world. We know that the heads of Shell, BP, Airbus, HSBC, Saab, AXA, Google, and LinkedIn were all recently invited to join the Bilderberg Group. There are also key global power brokers like the head of the International Monetary Fund and senior officials from the European Central Bank. But all that aside, you can literally go to the Bilderberg website and see the attendee list. What kind of secret society publishes their list? They also publish their agenda on the website. Most of the talking points are human interest and breaking technology subjects, which makes sense when you've got like Airbus and Google in the same room. What are they going to talk about? Not world domination. Probably talk about how to fly people around and search for stuff. There's also the Skull and Bones Society. It's a secret fraternity founded at Yale in 1832. The Bushes and their cousins for many generations are active members of the Skull and Bones Society, and people believe that its entire purpose is to get its members into positions of world power. They've produced presidents, cabinet officials, spies, Supreme Court justices, captains of industry, and social and political networks that are pretty much unrivaled. So they're kind of doing what they say they want to do. They're secret, which freaks people out, but so are my tax records. They're secret. The Bohemian Grove, or Bohemian Club, was founded in 1872. It's a 2,700-acre campground in Monte Rio, California, and every Republican president since Calvin Coolidge is thought to be a member. Eisenhower, Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, the Bushes, Roosevelt, and others. Business leaders, Federal Reserve Bank members, the Rockefellers, oil tycoons, they all go to the Bohemian Club. I mean, folks like Clint Eastwood, Steve Miller, Mark Twain, they go to the Bohemian Club. And nobody really knows what's going on there. Although, there's supposedly a bunch of the world elite camping together doing worshiping of giant owl statues and some drag shows and some weird sex stuff. I don't think we want to know much about that when you mention people like Richard Nixon. I don't even want to think about it. Look, there are more than enough real facts here to imagine a group of, super elite ruling the world, which makes sense. That's why people are obsessed with the Illuminati, because they assume that because there are all these kernels of truth and that kernel of mystery, it's not a huge stretch. Crazier things have happened, which is what we'll talk about in the next section of Test Tube Plus tomorrow. So make sure that you subscribe so you can get that. And if you are a member of the Illuminati or any other secret organization, if you're a Mason, whatever, let me know down in the comments. And make sure that you check out our other episodes about conspiracy that we've done earlier this week, talking about how they started, which ones turned out to be true, all sorts of cool stuff. Thanks for watching Test Tube Plus. If you want to talk conspiracies, come find me on Twitter @TraceDominguez, and I'll see you tomorrow.